Good morning, I'm Maria from the Richardson Simple Living. Today's Friday and that means we're off on a trip. Today we're going to go and see Arbor, Henge and Gib Hill, which is a burial mound more or less alongside of it. I've jotted down a few notes about each one. Well, the trouble is my notes are here, there and everywhere, and this is about my 9th go at filming it because I lost my notes. All over the place. I'm not really into Neolithic history. It's not really my thing, but it's interesting to go and see. It's the second Henge site I've been to see. First one I saw was Stonehenge. I went there. But like I said, I'm not really into Neolithic history. That's not my period. But if you are, then they're very interesting places to go and visit. And they're normally set in very peaceful surroundings, except for Stonehenge, which is near a road. But by and by, this is Arbor. It's in the Peak District of Derbyshire. I think I already told you that. It's a Neolithic Henge monument. It's built inside of an earthen bank and ditch. And there's a circle of around about 50 white slabs which surround a central cove. They're not sure what it was built for. Nobody's 100% sure why. There's lots of theories why it was built, but I think one of the biggest theories, it was perhaps like for a religious type thing, a place of worship, because they said normally they're the only places that feature the coves. They normally feature in major sacred sites, so that's what they're assuming it perhaps was, but nobody is absolutely sure. The stones now, as you'll see when we take a look at the video in a moment, the stones are flat on the ground, but they say that once upon a time they would have been upright like Stonehenge is standing up. But then there's a few that argue, were they standing up? Because I'm not sure if you'll be able to see from my video, but the stones all lying flat, they're all in the exact same layout, lying flat, which would be a bit strange because if they've fallen over time, you'd assume they'd have fallen different directions and whatnot. Yeah, so these are more or less all exactly the same in a circle, so we're not sure, but they're saying they were once standing, but I don't know, looking at them you do wonder. Human skeletal remains were discovered close to the cove during excavations in 1901 to 1902, and they also found things like flint scrapers, arrowheads and bone and antler tools. So again, because they found some skeletal remains close to the cove, was it like a sacrificial thing? I don't know, something to do with some religion. It was built over 4,000 years ago, so right, I'm swapping notes now. It was built over 4,000 years ago, and it says each of the stone would have weighed 8 tons or more. The whole formation was once surrounded by a rampart and ditch about 75 metres in diameter. Sorry, I got an interruption then, I forgot what I was saying. Picking up on the thread of it being a possible sacred site, there's Gib Hill is like a burial mound which is right in the vicinity of it. So another reason they assume that it was probably some sort of a sacred site. School-wise, educational-wise, it's of, well, obviously historical importance and archaeological and cultural interest. So, yeah, I'm not really into Neolithic period, so I'm a bit vague about all that. I'm having to look at notes. It's not something I could just go waffling on about because my passion's there, you know. So anyway, takes you to Gib Hill. Gib Hill's burial mound, which is quite close to it. And it's a massive barrow, about 300 metres away from the actual henge. It's a Bronze Age burial mound, and it said that once an earth bank may have connected it to Arbor. if you climb to the top of it, which I didn't, you can see quite well around it. I believe there was some expeditions, excavations, that's the word I'm looking for. I'm not with it today. I've had so many people coming and going, and I've had so many attempts, and this has got to be my 9th attempt to film this, that my mind's elsewhere. I'm thinking, who's coming next? I'm seeing if I can find my notes about Gib Hill. Here comes another interruption. Right, I'm back for another second or two. Excavation wise on Gib Hill, there was 3 excavations to explore it in the 19th century, one in 1812, one in 1824 and one in 1848. The one in 1848 uncovered a cyst of early Bronze Age dated things containing cremations and food vessels. The complex structure of the barrow suggests that it consists of a Neolithic oval barrow with an early Bronze Age round barrow superimposed at one end. So I just read you that a little bit. So yeah, if you're into the Neolithic period, if you're learning about it and you're able to go and visit there or any other henge, they're certainly well worth a visit. And you know, just sitting there, it's a great place to sit and think, and you know, it's really nice. And the one we went to Arbor, it's high up in the Peak District and you can see a long way around. It's really nice. So anyway, I think that's all I've got to say about it. After all the interruptions, I'm really sorry for that, but it's just one of those days today where everybody's all about in and out. So yeah, we'll go now and we'll take a look at Arbor, and I won't come back at the end of it. I shall see you now on Tuesday. I'm forgetting which day it is. I shall see you on Tuesday, and I think on Tuesday I've got a homeschool haul ready for going back to school. So we'll do that on Tuesday. So have a good weekend, everybody, and take care. Bye.